Raji, you've got a underperform on Tesla. Pierre, you've got a buy. Raji, I'll start with you. Did you hear anything from this event yesterday that would change your thesis?
No, not really. I think the technology is compelling, but it's not unique. I think it's very important to make a distinction between advanced driver assistance systems, or level 2 advanced, and level 4, level 5 full self-driving vehicles. If you look at some estimates, we're kind of forecasting about 35 million vehicles will have level 2 advance in the next 3 to 4 years. This type of capability is autonomous driving on the highway, exiting the freeway autonomously, lane merger. Those type of capabilities are going to be offered by pretty much every automotive OEM. For instance, Toyota is going to offer a level 2 advanced system, which is very similar to Tesla's capability, across all of its vehicles, from Lexus down to Corolla, starting in calendar 20. Volvo is doing the same thing. So I think we have to be very careful to make a distinction between what is going to be very standard across most vehicles and what is going to take many, many, many years to happen, including the issue of regulation, which will prevent a lot of level 4, level 5 vehicles going onto the road.
So, Pierre, more regulation, more competition, also those comments about being cash flow neutral, maybe some implied comments about the possibility of having to raise more funding. Are you still a buy on Tesla?
Yes, absolutely. Still a buyer. I like Tesla, the company that sells cars, and I see these autopilot features they've developed as a very strong supportive element of that business model. So, the way I see autopilot today is that Tesla has the most advanced service available on the market, and yesterday what they've showed us is a unique chip. They have a chip that is almost 10 times better than anything else available on the market. They have 425,000 cars running around, and they've demonstrated and they've really very well explained how they leverage that fleet to improve their system. And then last but not least, they have 100% software-defined technology. So while other car manufacturers are going to have to introduce new hardware in order to step up their service, Tesla is actually going to have just to do software upgrades in order to keep improving their service. And they're already starting off a massive base. They have an install base nobody else has today, and nobody will have in the foreseeable future. They're already ahead of the curve, and so they will probably keep expanding their lead on that front. And I love that story. Now, the robotaxi of Elon Musk, that's a nice vision, and let's keep it at the vision stage for now, probably.
Yeah, I just want to push back a little bit in terms of Tesla's advantage in terms of the technology. If you look at, I cover the semiconductor industry, and most of these autonomous driving vehicles or ADAS vehicles are driven by semiconductors. And NVIDIA, for instance, with its new Pegasus chip, is 320 trillion operations per second, which is almost twice that of Tesla's new chip that just came out. And NVIDIA is going to be offering this chip across the entire automotive OEM market. And it has partnerships with all the tier 1 auto suppliers, including mapping companies, including software companies. So I think it's an accurate statement to say that Tesla has a lead in self-driving or advanced driver assistance systems. As I just mentioned, Toyota is going to deploy this across the mass market, both in Japan and in the US. And in Japan, they sell 5 million vehicles. And in the U.S., they sell 2.5 million vehicles, not 400,000 on Tesla.
Here's where I wonder, and I don't know if you've been covering any of this or have any thoughts on this. Here's where I think maybe the technological innovations are getting overlooked, and that's SpaceX, right? Mm-hmm. You want to talk about self-driving and autonomous vehicles? SpaceX has been doing it and forging all of these new firsts in space, most recently that commercial Crew Dragon, which autonomously locked in at tens of thousands of kilometers per hour with the International Space Station. Some of that technology, could you see that transferred to self-driving? And if so, is that something that's being overlooked by the street right now?
No, it's not going to be transferred because you have to, again, make a distinction going back to the earlier point. Self-driving vehicles, level 4, level 5, in which the car will control all functions of the vehicle. That means the driver does not control any functions. Is going to take many, many, many years to happen. There's a significant amount of regulation issues. There's no uniformed guidelines at the federal level. The states are divided. So that's a big problem. The second issue is liability. Who's going to take liability if the car crashes? However, in the meantime, we're going to have what's called advanced driver assistance systems, level 2. Those type of applications can be run on NVIDIA's chips or AMD's chips or Intel Mobileye's chips. You don't need to have a SpaceX type of system. But NVIDIA does offer a full computer solution for level 4, level 5. They have design wins with Daimler Chrysler and robotaxi. But my view, that will take many years to happen.
All right.
Finally, Pierre, I just got to ask you, your target 530 is almost $100 above the next highest target on the street. What gets you there? Let's say it's a 12 months target?
Yeah, that's a 12-month target. And here is the way I see things. So I really value like the core car business of Tesla. The way I look at it, of course, is over more than 1 year, over 5 to 7 years. Where does Tesla get? So over the next 5 to 7 years, Tesla will maintain a superior technology in terms of electric powertrain. Tesla will maintain the fantastic brand they have today. And Tesla will have a vastly superior autopilot feature compared to any other competitors. That's what roadmaps tell you today. So with that, they're going to gain market share. And I think in 5 to 7 years from now, they're going to be at a scale comparable to a BMW. And because they have a much leaner business model, and because they have a technology that is much richer in terms of software, they have significantly higher margins. And then I wind that back over to, in a year from now, if the market values and recognizes that outlook, what's a fair value for the stock? And that's how I get to $530. Between that price target and today, I need to get all the market on board with my thesis, of course.